Good morning, everybody. First, can you all see me and hear me? Second, I know I haven't done a subscribers live in a while, so please, everyone, put your questions in all caps. At some point, I will turn off the super chats. Lucky Disco Queen, there is a way to view the transcript. I think if you pull down the description at the bottom, it should say view transcript. And then what was the other question? If you are a member, it's fine that you are in here. It's members and subscribers. Okay, I'm going to try to get to as many people as possible. I am going to try and keep these answers very short so I can get to as many people as possible. Okay. Good morning, everyone. Thank you to my mods for being in here. Let me see where I'm starting here. That's the transcript question. All right, let's get started. Message of guidance. I feel a bit off. Page of Swords, Hanged Man, Six of Pentacles. It's a matter of where you're focusing your energy and attention. There's a shift of perspective needed. Page of Swords, it's almost like you're missing the message of what you need from yourself right now. And there's a need to redirect what you're focusing on. Does my friend AW have anything to worry about with the lump she found breasts? Five of Cups, Ace of Swords, 10 of Cups. It seems like there's going to be a problem and a solution here. I don't know if that's just needing to get it removed and biopsied, or I don't know if that's some kind of treatment, but it feels like there's a problem and then there's a solution. Message and token for the week. One of the Hanukkah candles. Three of Swords, interesting. Three of Swords, Queen of Wands, Nine of Swords. There's something that needs you to hold a candle to it in your life right now and bring some kind of light to it. It almost feels like a truth that you've been avoiding. And with the Queen of Wands, it's like a need to take back your power here by facing head on something that seems to be purposely left in the dark or concealed. Should I apply to work at a community college instead of grade schools as I plan my move back north? More money and a flexible schedule. The Empress, the Devil, Three of Pentacles. I feel like there's a hurdle to overcome, but I feel like ultimately that's leading you in the right direction. It feels like more expansion is possible if you go with that option. Will my soulmate come in first quarter of 2025? Seven and Nine of Cups and Queen of Wands, first quarter. I feel like there is almost like a lesson of choosing something that you don't, choosing to walk away from something that you're not going to settle for or that you don't want before that person does come in. You do have this wish fulfillment, but it looks like you have to close out a cycle first. I would say no, not first quarter of 2025. Someone might come in that you end up walking away from. Should I get the white car I've been thinking about or try getting a midsize SUV instead? White car, Four of Cups, Seven of Swords, SUV, 10 of Cups, 7 of Cups. I feel like there's a need to explore your options. I feel like the white car, it may have more issues than you know about, or it may not be worth the hassle, whatever that indicates here. And Four of Cups is like disappointment. I feel like a midsize SUV, but I almost feel like you haven't found the right one yet. There's a need to keep looking. What will be my biggest personal challenge in November? Oh, all right. King of Cups, King of Wands, then it was Knight of Wands, and then Three of Cups. Biggest challenge, getting other people who may be a little hard-headed to see things from your perspective when it comes to something relating to you. like being very passionate about the way that you're viewing your situation and getting people to accept your truth is almost kind of how it feels. Message from my ancestors. Knight and 7 of Cups and 8 of Wands. It feels like you're a little bit confused about some kind of sign that you're getting or some kind of download or communication that you've gotten from your spirit team. You're being asked to sit with the message. If you sit with it and unpack it, it could be a change of perspective. If you sit with it and unpack it, you're going to understand what it was trying to say or what it means. Did my father have a child we do not know about? Judgment, the Star, 6 of Wands. There is something concealed here, and it's like concealed and being brought to light publicly. So I would say that that seems kind of likely. Just wondering if my mom is proud of me. Page of Pentacles, 7 of Pentacles, King of Cups. Specifically proud of the way that you've mastered your emotions and you've become very patient with yourself when it comes to not blaming or shaming yourself for simply having emotions. It's like you've graduated from this emotional hurdle. So yes, but specifically that. Like you've mastered your emotions instead of your emotions mastering you. Is there a message from my mom and is my job safe? I feel like the message from your mom is to start to create some kind of backup plan because it seems like with the 5 of Pentacles here, there's something that you're picking up on in terms of your job. And it's not that that's happening immediately, but it would be good for you to have some kind of backup plan here so that things can continue moving forward. Page of Cups to the Empress is like, there's something better for you. And this uncertainty may be pushing you to branch out towards that. Am I going to make the goal for 2025 my work has set for me? The Lovers, 4 of Cups, 4 of Pentacles. I feel like it's going to be close. It may be like just achieved or it may be just shy of something. There may be like one factor missing here because the 4 of Cups would be some kind of disappointment. And when I said disappointment in what? 6 of Swords. So it's like you're not all the way in the clear, but you're making the right choices and you have the right foundation. So I feel like it ends up okay, even if you're not at the goal itself. Message from my spirit guides. 7 of Wands, King of Pentacles, Death. Whatever you're experiencing right now on the surface is tied to this money wound and like a narrative that you're subconsciously or unconsciously defending when it comes to self-worth or when it comes to like capabilities. You're being guided to shift the way that you're seeing yourself so that you can start to either expand or move forward financially or security wise and know that it's stemming from how you're feeling about yourself internally. Will I be able to get my car fixed or get another one soon? 6 of Cups, the World, forget it fixed. Another one soon. Page of Swords, 9 of Cups. I feel like it's more likely you're transitioning to getting another one. 6 of Cups is like maybe the issue will represent itself from the car. So maybe you get the car back or you get it fixed and then the issue pops back up. Or maybe you find out that it's more money going out than it's worth. It feels like you're being guided towards the new vehicle. What are my guides urging me to do? Am I on the right path? Strength, 3 of Cups, 6 of Wands. It's like you're being guided to show yourself externally the progress that you've made internally when it comes to this like merging of mind, body, spirit. You've learned a major spiritual lesson and now you're meant to make external changes based off of the new perspective that you've gained from that lesson. Why do I procrastinate? Two of Swords, Nine of Wands, Hanged Man. It feels like there's a fear of failure here because the fear of failure is tied to a deeper wound. And there's a need to shift perspective on why am I self-sabotaging? Because it feels like procrastination is kind of coming down to this self-sabotaging because of a fear of failure or even a fear of success. So there's a need to kind of make a decision and start to step forward into divvying up what steps are going to come on which day. So like pick a goal and then break it down into smaller steps and just don't let yourself do that. Look at it as self-sabotage instead of just procrastination. Will my son find peace and happiness? The Emperor, the Hierophant, Page of Cups. It feels like he's heading in that direction, but it's going to take some time. It feels like there's a major death and rebirth that's going to put him back in his power or back in his like divine masculine energy. It feels like there's just some healing that's needed when it comes to stuff that has been buried for some time. So yes, but it may take a minute to get there. What training will I have to do? Possible job offer from prison service will I pass? What training will you have to do? Knight of Swords, King of Wands, Six of Pentacles. Learning the ins and outs of how to properly articulate the message of action versus inaction. Like, I guess that would be like learning the rules about what you can do, when you can do it, when it comes to prison service, when it maybe comes to like you handling the inmates or the workload. It's like learning a lot about what's allowed and what is not in the context of that position. Feels like that's the main focus of the training. I'm trying to address my inner child. Has there been an event that I have blocked? Six of Wands, Hanged Man, Four of Cups. See how these two are the same color and then these two are different colors up on the surface? It's like there's an event that you're remembering differently than how it actually was because the reality of it you've suppressed. So you may remember feeling a certain way, you may remember being a certain place, but you may not be remembering the entirety of what happened and how it affected you. Will this person be exposed as a liar and manipulator in this court battle over a child that's not his? Eight of Cups, Two, and Seven of Cups. I feel like there's a lot of uncertainty here. It may be that the exposure happens, but people don't believe it, or it may be that the exposure isn't allowed to come out in court because there's not enough proof or evidence. The Eight of Cups is like being unfulfilled with the result here. So I feel like it's going to be a hard, it's possible, but it's like more proof than what is already attained is needed, is how I'd word that. Interesting song, Dear Mr. President. It's like needing to convince the judge to allow something in that the judge may be weary of allowing in, if that makes sense, in terms of like evidence or something. Does my daughter Savannah have any messages for me or her brothers? Three of Wands, Ten of Swords, King of Swords, Ten of Swords, Six of Cups. It feels like there's a message of hope for one of the brothers. Like you're soon going to be shown the right action, or you're soon going to have the ability to hold both ends of the situation in control. So like emotions and logic, action and being. It's like she's saying there's a light at the end of the tunnel here for, it feels like one of the brothers. Almost like one person is almost like this cord between the brothers, and one may be feeling a little down because of something the other one's dealing with, and there's like a light, or there's a hope, or there's like healing coming. There's a opportunity to regain control in some way. About my brother, what action can I take to help him mentally and physically? The World, 8 of Wands, 10 of Cups. Helping him figure out exactly what it is that he does want to experience or focus on or do. It's like he needs something outside of himself to get himself out of his own head. The quicker he can get out of his own head, he can start to unpack whatever it was that was like trapping him in there. It kind of feels like needing to be guided to either get help or support from an outside source that right now he doesn't feel comfortable doing. So I guess I'd say like starting to guide him in the right direction of some kind of like talking it out or some kind of external like program to help unpack all the bumper cars of destructive thought in the mind. Message from mom who's in a nursing home. Her dementia and sundowners is starting to get bad. Sundowners. 6 of Swords, Page of Pentacles, 10 of Wands. It kind of gives the energy of like just learning how to comfort or bring comfort and not necessarily trying to fix things, but making where she's at as comfortable as possible. I do feel like there's something going on here that is getting worse, but it's almost like learning how to adapt to this level of progression in whatever she's dealing with and comforting her in the process. Did my son and daughter born preem reincarnate in my daughter and son I had after? Born preemie reincarnate. The Devil, 6 of Swords, 4 of Swords. This kind of gives me the energy of more of like a guide, or because 6 of Swords is like I'm going into something that's calmer. This would make me feel like son and daughter would be the ones that passed would be more of like a guide or a support for daughter and son that you had after. It feels like there's a connection, but not a reincarnation. Are there messages from my friend Mark who passed? 7 of Cups, Wheel of Fortune, the Hermit. It's like this clarity and understanding why things had to happen the way that they did, or maybe or not enough time for a goodbye, or it's like something that was left unfinished. Those who it matters to are going to come into the understanding or come into this like mental peace about it or clarity. There's some bit of darkness someone's experiencing that they feel like they can't work through, but clarity is coming to help them work through it. How does Ryan feel about my message? 7 of Wands, Death, Queen of Wands, that you took your power back. Almost like there's this barrier that I feel like I'm stuck on the outside of because you took back your power. And the only way for me, how do I word this? The only way for me to align with you is for me to do things that would allow you to stay in your power now. Is my husband going to be okay? I'm going to go to the super chats list in a minute. Is my husband going to be okay? Page of Swords, Queen of Wands, Ace of Swords. It feels like there's something that you think needs to be done or a change that you think needs to be made, and that will be what helps him be okay. It's like your intuition is leading in the right direction, or you're understanding something unsaid or unseen correctly. It does feel like Page of Swords, Queen of Wands, it's like there's a need to learn how to handle something differently or get some maybe treatment or opinion, or there's a need to do something to make him okay. Oh, Deb, I saw your email. I'm catching up on emails later today, hopefully. Messages and a song. Love into a Weapon by Madeline Duke. Turn my love into a weapon. Ace of Wands, Three of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles. You're being entrusted with some kind of new start because you didn't let your empathy or love be used against you. It's like that was the mountain that you had to climb, is knowing when empathy may be leading to your own destruction and when you need to restructure that and protect yourself or protect your healing or your growth. You made the right choices. Will my health get better? Will my health get better? Eight of Wands, the World, Queen of Wands. There's some kind of change needed. It could be like a treatment started. It could be like a lifestyle change needed, a perspective needed, a dietary change needed, whatever it is. As you make that change, you start to move quickly to the completion of this cycle and start to re-get your strength back. So I would say yes, but there is some kind of change needed to get there. Message from my sister. Hierophant, Five of Swords, the Fool. The only way out is through. There's something that you're being guided to face that may feel like it's pulling you into a death and a rebirth, but the important element is the rebirth. There's a need to feel the feelings behind this Five of Swords so that you can move forward from it. I would like to live closer to my grandchildren to be a more part of their lives. Any chance of this in the future? The Tower, the Five of Cups, the Six of Cups. It feels like it's going to be a hard feat here to get things to go in that direction. Not that it's not possible, but it's going to require something drastic, whether that be funding, whether that be planning, whether that be getting some kind of like assistance with getting everything moved or housing or something. It feels like there's a mountain to climb, but it's possible. Why is my husband mad all the time? And what am I supposed to do about it? That flew out. Five of Wands. Very combative energy going head to head. Six of Swords. Page of Wands. Wondering what his life growing up was like. It almost feels like this is the energy of I'm more comfortable in chaos. And when things are too peaceful, it makes me feel uncomfortable because then I'm left with the wounds that I don't want to face, or I'm left with the mental battle that I don't want to be a part of. So I create external chaos so I don't face the internal chaos. Will my youngest son be able to get a job he loves near where he lives? Eight of Swords, King of Swords, Page of Cups. It may be a little bit more distance than he wants to travel, or he may not love it as much. It feels like there's some kind of transitionary position coming in first. It's like I go into a transitionary period so I can take back my power, figure out what I really do want, and make some kind of changes. So it feels like there's stepping stones to getting to what he really needs and wants, but it feels like important lessons in whatever comes next. So it feels like there's a transitionary position coming in first, or like a temporary one. What message does my mother's spirit guides have for her? Queen of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, Two of Wands. There's a need to focus on a decision that needs to be made in order to restore the balance and the security or the stability in her life. It's like something is waiting on her to make a decision or her to take action on a decision that she's already made. Song from my mom and dad. Head Above Water by Avril Lavigne. Oh, let me go to this list really quick. When will my house sell? When will my house? Four of Pentacles. It feels like you have the right pieces in place, whether that be like an agent or like whatever the house needs to have to sell. It feels like it's going to be a little bit longer than you would ideally like. If you're like close to this happening, I would say 4 to 7 months. If it feels to be a little bit more far out than that, like more work to be done or something along those lines, it feels like the end of this upcoming year would be another time frame, end of 2025. So 4 to 7 months or end of 2025. Message from Anthony and a song. I want to go to the other playlist real quick. Flying Without Wings by Ruben Studdard is the song. You're being guided to choose what would be most in alignment with keeping mind, body, spirit bridged together for yourself in terms of a decision that you're making. It feels like there's some energy here of like, don't self-sabotage yourself out of seeing your own worth is the message. Is romance and love coming my way soon? Do you see a name or description? Where should I look? Ace of Pentacles, Six of Wands, Four of Cups. It feels like you get an experience that doesn't end up being what you want it to be in love, but gives you the opportunity to break free of a previous pattern that then aligns you with love. So it feels like there's a disappointment, and then there is the manifestation of you showing that you're able to heal and choose yourself, and then you're aligning with the right person. So there's a season of disappointment followed by a season of something stable. So I would say not as soon as you'd like, but it feels like there's movement within the next year. And do two more and then back to the other list. My grandson doesn't want to be a doctor. He's considering law, but doesn't feel that's right either. Sisters guides have a direction for him. Doctor, law, other. Eight of Cups, High Priestess. I feel like being a doctor would be something that he'd be very good at, and that may be why he's initially chosen to go down that path. It also feels like he would find fulfillment there that he's not expecting, but it may be the workload that seems to be too much or too much of a commitment long term. I don't feel like law is going to be right. We have Five of Cups and Six of Cups, or it could be the type of law he's considering needs to be reevaluated. It may be that like law is right, but needing to tunnel vision it in some way. It feels like he needs to really listen to, in order to get to the right decision, he needs to first erase anything that doesn't align with him. So no longer consider things an option if he doesn't feel like he'd find the fulfillment out of it. And as he narrows it down, he gets to the right perspective. Token. It's a snowflake with number 61. Four of Swords, Queen of Cups. Knight of Swords. You're being guided to not water down your message. Even if it has to come across a little intense or even like a little cold. Maybe cold is not the right word, but like keep whatever your message is solid, even as it comes out, even if you feel like it may be intense. You're being guided to kind of shed away the layers that are not you when it comes to the way that you're communicating with someone. Last one, then back to the other list. Message from A. Ho Hey by the Lumineers. It starts with I'm a New Soul. The Hermit, Hierophant, and Eight of Pentacles. The Hermit and the Hierophant is like you're being guided to do something or choose something in the way that you feel like A would, or in the way that you feel like if you told A would be like, okay, that's good decision. The Eight of Pentacles is a need to commit to that decision. Oops. Let me go back to this list. Oh no, hold on. Mother's Guides did that one. What are Ryan's next actions towards me? Death, Seven of Wands, King of Wands. Isn't this the card that came out? Was that the same person? Death. Changing their approach. I'm trying to change my approach to be more of like a take action in the moment instead of sitting and thinking about things. So you may find either more direct communication or more pulled back communication. It's like when I feel this, I immediately act on it type of thing. Does my mom have a message for me? The Magician would be communication. Knight of Pentacles. Queen of Wands. You're being guided to trust the way that you're being called to show up for yourself. If your intuition is telling you it's time to back away, if your intuition is telling you it's time to shift focus, that's coming from a deeper source and you're being guided to trust that. There's a mountain that's behind you, but there's another mountain that's up ahead of you. And that mountain will be a lot more easily traversed as you learn to trust what you're receiving from yourself. I feel like there's a lot of like body signs that you're getting. Before my mother-in-law passed away, was she aware that we were not told she was sick or that she passed away? Four of Swords, Ace of Swords, Two of Swords. Someone with a blindfold. This is something being crossed out, and this would be communication. So this communication is on either side of something being crossed out and something being unseen. I do not feel like she was aware that people were not made aware of that. Did I say that right? I don't feel like she was aware that you were not made aware. Message from ancestors. Seven of Cups, Five of Pentacles, Six of Wands. It's giving that energy of our discernment will allow us to not have to experience the entire lesson to know what action to take. So you're being guided to trust your discernment. It feels like there's a lesson repeating that you could go all the way into the lesson, or you could say, oh, this is a repeated lesson. I know what to do here, or I know what choices to make here. There's a need to see how previous instances are playing a role in what you're experiencing now. Song and a message from Lisa. Chances by 5 for fighting. Chances are, when all is said and done, who will be the lucky ones who make it all the way? 8 of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles. You're being guided to recommit to your balance here when it comes to grounding yourself and not escaping thoughts in your mind, but looking at them as what emotion is being triggered that's meant to be a teacher here, and why am I avoiding that? It feels like balance is on the other side of that. Message from my guides or higher self. Knight of Swords, Four of Cups, Three of Wands. The disappointment that you're feeling right now is because something is being pulled away so something better can fill that space. It's going to be this little period of time of almost like a feeling of emptiness, but the emptiness is because something needs to be taken out so something better can come in for you that aligns with you. You've outgrown something, someone, or a perspective, and there's a need to sit with that feeling for a little bit so you can see how that was holding you back before that spot is refilled with something that's right for you. Let me go to this list. This one's kind of filling up, so I'm going to turn off super chat so I can be sure to get through all these. I may turn them back on depending on how long I stay on. Okay, Jacqueline, thank you. What do you need to hear? Strength, 8 of Wands, and 5 of Wands. Just because your message was not received the way you intended it to does not mean that you articulated it improperly. People can only understand you to the level that they understand themselves. They can only meet you to the level that they've met themselves. So if there's this combative energy when it comes to just you being authentic, that's an issue with that someone has with themselves and not an issue they have with you per se. I accidentally spoke into existence an accident with a coworker who's been giving me trouble. I never thought I had that kind of power. Are my gifts getting stronger? 9 of Swords, 8 of Swords, 2 of Cups. As above, so below. Previously, there was some kind of worry that was keeping you locked out, some kind of fear Almost like you already knew that you had your gifts this strong, but before they freaked you out and you subconsciously turned them down, almost seeing like a radio dial volume being turned down. It's like you experienced the intensity of them before and you were like, "Oh, I am going to unintentionally, maybe subconsciously turn this down until I'm ready." And this is like you're now ready. You're now balanced as above, so below, and you're balanced masculine, feminine. So it's almost like the gifts are coming back online on their own and you're being called to like accept it. Or I guess you could turn the dial back down if that's what you would like to do. What hurdles do I need to overcome to get a college job and house? Will I be able to manage them without being overwhelmed and burnt out? What hurdles will you need to overcome? Page of Pentacles, Two of Swords, Knight of Swords. Get a college job and house. It's like learning who to talk to or how to communicate with people in a way that will get them to do what they need to on their end to make this happen. Whether that be a follow up with a job, whether that be talking to certain people that can help you get housing aligned. Will you be able to manage them without being overwhelmed and burnt out? The Empress, Queen of Swords. Yeah, because this is an opportunity specifically to take your power back. And as you take back your power in what seems like small situations, the bigger ones start to fall into place. Oh, thank you, Linda. What do you need to know right now? Hanged Man, Ace of Wands, the Tower. There's a major shifting of perspective coming in a positive way. It's almost like this lightning bolt is this either download or this spark of like, oh, that's how I do that, or that's how I can make that better, or that's how I can rebuild what has been in a period of destruction. It feels like a new perspective is what ushers in almost like an opening of a window where the room was foggy and you open the window and all the fog goes out. There's a change of perspective coming that's going to be that in effect. And it's going to be a tower, but like a positive tower. Like, oh, okay, this is what I can focus on, or this is what I can do differently type of thing. Thank you. Cool. Oh no, hold on. Where is that deck at? Okay, let's stick to tarot. 1 second. Page of Wands, Seven of Pentacles in reverse. Queen of Pentacles in reverse. There's a need to take action sooner rather than later when it comes to acting on a passion idea or a hobby or like a new change in routine. There's a need to do it sooner and not later. I have Five of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. It's almost like acting now will save you from some kind of stagnancy. I'm going to do 2 more and then go back to the other list. Will true love come in 2025? Name or description. Knight of Swords, Queen of Swords. Four of Swords. Was your other question the one where I said it's like something you don't want first? Because this would be that. Knight of Swords, Queen of Wands is like, or Knight of Swords, Queen of Swords is like, we're not on the same intellectual level, or our previous lessons don't align with our growth. So it may feel like there's someone that you meet in 2025 that is a lesson of what you're unwilling to settle for, and then it's put to rest here. I feel like 2025 is the year of breaking out of a cycle that was causing you to settle for less than what you deserve, but you need to be presented with an opportunity to say, okay, this is less than I deserve. So you need to have some kind of connection that you end up walking away from. Oh, thank you, Deb. See what comes out for you here. King of Pentacles, Page of Cups, Four of Wands. It's like you are going through this expansion of the way you show up in terms of community. And it feels like you're going to start to align with the people that will be able to learn from you, that will help this expansion like almost like web out. Like you're creating this web of either connection or joined experience. It's like the way that you're showing up in the community is going through this evolution of sorts. All right, let me go back to this list. Message from guides. I did that one, I think. Will I meet love in the nearest future? Two of Wands, Four of Cups, Two of Cups. This would be the love, but it's on the other side of a disappointment and a decision. So it feels like not as quickly as you'd like, because there's some kind of change in your life that will help you align with someone who is healed and is able to reflect that healing back to you, as opposed to someone who would be a lesson of sorts. So it's almost like your guides are like, okay, hold on, let's address this first. And then as we address that, we can align with the right person instead of another lesson. So not as soon as you'd like, but it is coming. Will my son ever be free from his ex-wife's demands? Knight of Pentacles, the Tower, Justice. Yes, but it feels like he needs to do something to force that to be the case. By force, I mean maybe some kind of like legal agreement or like mediation or something. This is like he needs to learn how to play her game better than her and get something documented that makes things have to stop. Almost like needing to like catch her. I don't know why I'm hearing this phrase because I don't usually use this phrase, but like catch her slipping and then use that as a means to not go against her per se, but to get things back into a state of fairness. About my flirt that contacted me recently, how did he take and interpret your neutral answer? Seven of Swords, King of Cups, Ace of Wands. Okay, now that you're not being led by your emotions, what would be my in? How can I approach this differently to still get what I want when you're not being led by your emotions? I guess I'd say surprise. I'm hearing that the TikTok sound that's like, oh, you're shocked? You're shocked? That. I'm going to see who I didn't get. Someone from my past made contact and wants to date. I don't feel this is my soulmate, though. Is this correct? Don't want to waste my time on something that's not meant to be. Knight of Wands, Six of Wands, the Sun. You are seeing it clearly that this person is some kind of lesson. I'm being drawn to the Fox here. It's almost like, not that this person would intentionally come in and hurt you, but this person may bring up old patterns of self-sabotage. Six of Wands feels to be like a pattern that you've seen before. It's like bringing you back into a winter season of your life almost. I would say that doesn't feel to be what's best for you. Yeah, Hanged Man, there's a need to shift perspective on what you want so that you know it. It's almost like this person coming back so you can see that what you want now is different than what you wanted in the past, and you can go into complacency or you can align with what. Will the long distance stop me and Scott from being together? The Empress, the Chariot, Seven of Cups. I feel like it's going to bring some uncertainty to the connection where it may feel like it's coming out of the gate strong, but over time it kind of feels to wear on the connection. Are we meant to be? Five of Cups. I feel like this is a lesson of sorts. Ten of Cups. It feels like there's major hurdles that will come out that will show you exactly what you do want to manifest in terms of a happily ever after. And I don't know if that's going to still be you wanting that particular person. Does my mom have a message? Today is her birthday. Healing by Fletcher. I feel like that's the energy you're in. I've been feeling inside out in my feelings, upside down on the ceiling. I'm finally breathing. The smoke ain't gone, but it's clearing. Death, the Hierophant, and Knight of Pentacles. This is like, yes, I've passed, but I've also risen on the other side. And Knight of Pentacles is like, I'm with you for this mountain that you feel to be climbing. You've done a lot of work on healing. It feels like her death triggered a very specific wound, but she has been helping you align with situations that will allow you to heal what her death allowed you to feel in terms of a buried or repressed emotion. So she's very much with you through that process. Do my spirit guides have any messages for me? Three of Swords, Three of Swords, High Priestess, and the Devil. It feels like there's some bit of the devil trying to hold you back by triggering a wound that makes you almost like freeze. So there's a need to trust your intuition because you're being shown how to work through this. Even though it's difficult, it's necessary to move forward. What are my spirit guides trying to tell me? Queen of Wands, Ten of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles. There's some kind of shift coming where you're going to have the chance to set something right when it comes to stability in your life. I don't really feel like this is finances, although this is Pentacles. I feel like this is like relations or connections to other people. You're being called to make decisions to restabilize them because that will help have a ripple effect on other elements of stabilization. So as you restabilize relationships, for example, you see a restabilization in finances. It's like there's two elements of your life connected, and you're being guided to focus on the one that you have the more immediate control over. So if I focus on restabilizing relationships, I know that the restabilization of finances will come, type of thing. Is romantic love coming my way, or should I rekindle an old flame? Oh, romantic love, Ace of Cups, Justice, rekindle old flame, Temperance, and the Sun. Interesting. I feel like you could go either way. I feel like the ball is in your court here. It's like if you rekindle this old flame, it feels like you'll either get closure or you'll end up completing a cycle of a lesson. And if you can make it over that hurdle with that person, it could go somewhere. But it also seems like there is Ace of Cups. There is new love that wants to come in. So it's almost like, do you feel ready to walk into the unknown? Because it feels like this could go either way, but it feels to be the better option would be the new love coming in. Did Hunter really like me, or was he just playing games? Why did he ghost me? 10 of Cups, 5 of Cups, the Magician. It's kind of giving future faking, communicating a future that I don't know if I can get to. It kind of feels like this person played themselves too, in a way. Like I'm future faking, realizing that I want that happy future, but I'm stuck in this 5 of Cups energy. Scroll down a little bit here. How do I welcome spirit guides to my life? Ace of Swords, the Lovers, 7 of Pentacles. This is like set the intention to call them in, set the intention to communicate, maybe even like write down on paper. These are some signs that I will look for from my spirit guides, or this is the clarity that I'm trying to call in from my spirit guides. Write it out, communicate it, make the decision on what you want to focus on. So like I'm trying to see my guides show up and help me in terms of my finances. This is what I will do. This is what I'm looking for from them, type of thing. And then be patient as you wait for that to come in. And it also feels like meditation is important. So set the intention, communicate that, and then allow yourself to clear out your mind so you can be called to release anything that may be blocking that. Does James, my neighbor, still have feelings for me? King of Pentacles, 4 of Wands, 7 of Pentacles. Page of Wands. It feels like the feelings have lessened or changed in some way, almost like this is taking longer than I expect, or I feel like I'm on the outside looking in type of thing. It feels like they're still lessened. Will I find a new job or be back to my old job? New job. 6 of Cups, 6 of Wands, old job. That's what you said, right? Old job. Temperance, King of Wands. Feels like something's holding back the fruition of the new job. It feels like the old job would be quicker to get back into. The new job may be more fulfilling, but it feels like it's going to take more time. So it depends on if you have the time and financial ability to wait a little bit longer for the new job, or if you need to go back to the old one, maybe in like a temporary, as you look for something new, go back to the old one. Let me go back to this list. Please remember, super chats are closed for right now. A message from my Shep who passed away in June. 3 of Swords, death. 5 of Swords. There's an awareness that you did not take this death very easily. Castle on the Hill by Thomas Rhett is playing. It's like the Shep is letting you know that he's at this castle on the hill. He's healed. He's looking down at you, but there's also a need to tell you to process the emotions and not avoid them. As you process, almost like this passing triggered a different wound, and there's a need to focus on that. Like this passing was supposed to trigger that. It was supposed to show you where there was still deeper healing needed, but because of the rawness of this passing, it's harder to dig deep. But there's a need to address the deeper wound that has been triggered by the passing, whether that be fear of failure, whether that be abandonment, whether that be an inner child wound. There's a need to address that, and that will help with the way you feel about the passing. Oh, thank you. Someone from my past made contact and wants to date. Is this my soulmate? Okay, so I did that one. Let's look at what happens if you go back to that person versus what happens if you don't. If you go back to that person, we have Queen of Pentacles, 6 of Swords, 4 of Cups. It puts a comfort blanket on you temporarily. It makes you feel like you know what to expect, or you know what's going to happen next, or there's this comfort in maybe having the support. But then it feels like with the 4 of Cups you end up disappointed. What happens if you do not go back to this person? 10 of Wands, Strength, Hanged Man. It's a test of, are you ready to walk into the unknown when you're being presented with an opportunity to choose comfort over uncertainty? Almost like if you go back to that person, it's comfort and then uncertainty. And if you don't, it's uncertainty and then comfort, because you end up realizing that what is in the past played its role already. Yeah, 5 of Cups. It taught you the lesson it needed to teach you. 8 of Pentacles. Now you're being guided to commit to Knight of Pentacles, trusting what you know, trusting your growth. We had the Queen of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles. It just feels like this person hasn't done the same amount of growth or healing as you. And that's why you'd likely end up disappointed. It's like, okay, things may seem to be kicking off well, and then all of a sudden I realize that intellectually or emotionally, we're not on the same level there for that specific person. Looking for guidance for my future self. 9 of Pentacles, Judgment, 2 of Swords. There's a need to... There's something that's blocking the light right now. And with the 9 of Pentacles, it's like needing to rip out the roots of some kind of soil that is not nourishing to you and replant yourself. 2 of Swords is usually the blindfold. So like you aren't sure where to replant yourself, but you know that the soil you're in right now is not the best soil for you. So there's a need to step into the unknown and figure out, almost like right now you're in quicksand and you're being guided to find the soil instead of the quicksand. And it requires a shift of perspective. I'm going to do one more and then head back to the other list. Bro's energy for me, is he not telling me something? Queen of Wands reversed. Two of Pentacles. The Devil. I'm trying to keep the balance because I don't want my burdens to affect you, or I don't want, it's kind of giving, I want to keep the peace. Queen of Wands, it may be that he's fearful that if he comes to you with something that maybe there's like this hesitancy to have you talk to another person about it. So maybe if it's like a topic that, let's say he needs advice on, he may be scared of like other people communicating about that with you and it not just staying with you. Not in like a gossip way, but more like a feeling like if I come to you with something and you don't have the answers, you're still going to want to find the answers. And I'm scared of the way you'll find the answers to help me with what I'm trying to conceal, if that makes sense. 100 Bad Days by AJR is the song that's playing. All right, let me go back to this list. Where was I? Oh no, it moved me. Will my younger daughter end up working in the medical field? The Fool. Ooh, Queen of Wands. Eight of Cups. Interesting, Eight of Cups just came out because as these two came out, I said, in my mind, I said, I feel like that's at least going to be temporary or like in there. But then the Eight of Cups is like, I end up doing something else. So I do feel like she's going to end up working in the medical field, but it at some point takes a pivot. Not necessarily pivoting away from the medical field, although it could be that, but it's like whatever I start doing, I end up pivoting into something else that's more fulfilling. My dad visited me in my dreams last night and I can't get it out of my head. The hug felt so real, but he didn't speak. Was there a message from me? I don't usually remember dreams. Straight from the Heart by Bryan Adams. Interesting. Six of Swords, Judgment, Knight of Cups. The message I'm getting is sometimes someone just needs to hear that someone is proud of them. And it feels like you needed that. You needed that through that interaction, through that hug, through that moment. Something recently, you brought the light into a dark situation by realizing the light within. And there was a need for him to come through telling you that he's proud of you for that. Why did this just move me? Hold on. Medical field. Is there a message from my higher self? Is there a message from my higher self? Justice, the Emperor, the Star. There's a need to take action to rebalance out something that you know to be true without proof. You're being called to act on your intuition here and act on your gut feelings. You've completed a cycle of not trusting yourself, and now you're embodying what it feels like to take ownership of the way your life is rebalanced out because you're doing it through choices that are in alignment with trusting yourself. What is the next step for me? I almost said final step, but you said next step. Two of Wands, Seven of Wands, the World. Completing a cycle of, in what way are you getting yourself caught up in the web of someone else's making? Whether that be maybe external validation. Doesn't feel like that though. It feels more like projections of other people causing you to second guess yourself or doubt yourself. And almost like you're being guided to be like, oh, I don't see you. I don't hear you. You can't talk me out of my forward progress type of thing. You're completing a cycle here. And it feels like that's the completion of the cycle, which is why I'm almost said final step. It's the final step of completing that cycle. Some insight into my current situation. Two of Cups, Two of Wands, the World. Hierophant. It's kind of giving, should I stay or should I go? And with the world, you're being guided to complete the cycle. This could be deciding between two things, like yes or no, or again, should I stay or should I go, or left or right. It feels like the answer is stepping into what feels different or what you haven't tried or done before. So if you've given something or someone multiple chances, it feels like this is your time to put your foot down or to switch directions to end that cycle. My son of 38 will be releasing a video soon for phones and tablets. Will it be successful? King of Wands, Ace of Swords, Five of Pentacles. I read this as the video itself and the production of it will, but it may not be as there may need to be a change in marketing or a change in like the way it's being pushed out, because Five of Pentacles is like, I'm not getting in return what the video should be getting, but the video itself is done right. So it may be like a change in marketing or something like that would help it get to the success that he's desiring from it. Will my finances improve? Will my finances improve? King of Swords, Page of Wands, the Moon. There's something you're not seeing that's holding you back. Almost like if it was an internal money wound that's manifesting externally, or there's some kind of unconscious self-sabotage. There's almost like a need to take inventory of everything and step into this is like divine authority. So it's like the more authority you can take over the situation, the more it will mature away from this darkness. So will they improve? It's going to require you getting very honest with yourself about where you're at, what your goals are, and what you can do differently to help get there more quickly. Whether that's like cutting back, some kind of consolidation of something, some kind of additional income of some sort. Am I under spiritual attack? Every time I try to push forward to improve my life, it just gets worse. Health-wise, I'm on the floor. 8, 5, and Ace of Wands. There's something trying to block this new beginning here. 8 of Wands is like communication. So it's almost like a spiritual attack would be speaking something over your life that causes this head-to-head energy that blocks this new beginning. So it does feel like either this is energy coming from externally, or this is energy that exists in your mind as like other people's projections, making you talk yourself out subconsciously of some kind of forward progress. So it feels like there is intention set by others to stop you, and either you are holding on to that energy or they're continuing to project that energy. Does my mom have a hospital-borne illness? What is causing the white blood cells to always be high for the last year? 6 of Cups, 9 of Pentacles, Knight of Wands. The Fox, independence held back. Sneakiness, independence held back. It feels like there's something they're missing. I guess that could be steps that were missed that caused some kind of illness, but it feels more like there's something they're missing that would explain that. What is causing the white blood cells to always be high? 6 and Ace of Swords. Oh, okay. So something that they tried in order to make something better, the side effects are not being recognized, or there's something caused by that that's not being recognized. I almost want to say a hospital-borne complication. It's something that can be solved, but the solution is being looked over or missed. Message from my dad. The song is about to change. Curious George by Nate Rose. And it's 11:33 on my clock. Message from my dad. Knight of Pentacles, High Priestess, the Lovers. You know the right choice here. You've already faced this mountain before, and you're not needing to climb the mountain again. Your discernment can stop you from having to climb the mountain, but you need to follow your intuition and discernment here. You don't need more proof. You just need more trust. Let me go to this list and do a couple more. Thank you, Poetic Justice. Let's see what you need to know. 8 of Cups, 7 of Wands, Queen of Wands. There's something that's making you feel like you can't make a change or you can't walk away. And with the Queen of Wands here, it's like, this may seem kind of morbid, but this is for some reason what's coming out. So I'm just going to say it. If you were to pass away and you looked back at your life right now, what would you wish that you would have done differently? Because it feels like you need to look at it from that perspective to be like, okay, I need to make this change sooner rather than later. I don't want to look back with regret. There's nothing that's coming up that's going to be bad for you. It's more just like, how are you holding yourself back from a situation that could be more fulfilling, and what changes can you make? Hanged Man and Judgment. It's a change of perspective when it comes to a final decision. It's time to make the final decision now that you may be putting off, or make the change now that you may be putting off. When can I expect an insurance payout? King of Cups, the Hermit, Ace of Pentacles. It feels like it's coming, but the King of Cups is more of a slow moving energy. It feels like there's a slow progress comes to waiting for some kind of decision or paperwork to be made or filled out on the other side. So not you, but whoever's doing the payout end of it. For timeline, I want to say there's going to be an 8-month to 1-year delay from when you're expecting this. Hurts to Be Human is playing too. So it feels like there's some frustration coming with this. Any messages for me? 7 of Swords, 5 of Swords, 3 of Cups. You're being guided to not take something personally, even if it's an action that was kind of taken against you or something that hurt you. It's not necessarily about you. It's about this, whatever this person is going through, that they're making decisions that, and this isn't an excuse for their behavior, but it feels like they're making decisions that aren't in alignment with you because their decisions are coming from their lower self. And that's affecting you in, or is going to affect you in the way of like mental peace. So you're being guided to regain the mental peace by recognizing that it's not personal. If death on the bottom, it's from a place of their shadow side or their wounds. And do one more and then go back to the other list. My neighbor Kathy misplaced 2 bags of coins and wants to know where they are. 4 of Pentacles. The Lovers. High Priestess. It feels like with the 4 of Pentacles, they're still likely in the house or wherever they initially were. It feels like a house or something like that. I made a choice to, it's kind of giving like I made a choice to put them somewhere where they'd be safe, and now I'm not remembering doing that. I would say look at the places where she may have put them out of the way and kind of forgotten that that had happened. It feels like they're still in the structure they were in before, but just in a location that felt like I'll hide them here or put them in a safe space of sorts. All right, let me go back to this list. Let's see if there's anyone I didn't get yet. 1 second. Do any of my deceased loved ones have a Halloween message or guidance for me? 9 of Wands, the Moon. Interesting. Page of Wands. I almost want to say like Halloween for some reason, or at least like that time period, this time period, is bringing in a way for you to uncover something emotionally that you may have been worried about facing. So it's almost like not really about Halloween, but the time period ushering in an opportunity to face something that may have been avoided or swept under the rug. Almost like the veil being thin allows you to unbury something that was buried unintentionally in terms of emotions or something. Will I be happy? Ace of Wands, Justice. The Power of Love by Celine Dion playing. It feels like your happiness comes from like reconnecting with yourself or figuring out what is out of balance for you personally that you may have been resisting putting back into balance because of those around you. It's like needing to solely choose yourself here and reconnect like mind, body, spirit. It feels like your happiness will come from almost going into like this hermit mode of sorts and getting clarity about how far you've come based off of what is still feeling like a weight that you're carrying. So like what did that experience or those experiences teach you instead of looking at it as a weight or a punishment? So will you be happy? It feels like happiness comes from refocusing on choosing yourself despite being shown the example of not doing that. Will I ever like my new position at work that is developing? Will I ever like my new position? Is a position that is developing. The Tower, King of Pentacles, Two of Swords. It's kind of giving you'll get comfortable tolerating it, and then it will become kind of normalcy to you where you're like, okay, I know what to expect. I know what to do type of thing. So will you ever like your new position? Five of Cups. I don't think you're actually going to like find the fulfillment from it that you may have been previously getting, or like the level of almost like before you were more mentally stimulated and now you may be a little bored or something like that. It feels like it's more of like I learned to tolerate it or accept it. Message from my higher self and spirit team. The Fool, Temperance, King of Swords, Page of Wands. You're considering some kind of action or change, and you're being guided to walk forward with that and not look backwards. There's some significance in not looking in the rear view after you step forward. You've learned something, or you're going to learn something important when it comes to facing forward and not turning around to see. Almost like as you walk forward, a tower falls behind you and you're meant to keep pushing forward instead of looking back and seeing it, trusting that you're making the right decisions. A song from my dad. Broken and Beautiful by Kelly Clarkson. The Magician, Knight of Wands, Nine of Pentacles. The message, the communication that I'm giving to you through a message, Nine of Pentacles, independence. So the message is you may feel like you're still trying to put the pieces of yourself back together, but what's that? Is it Japanese art where they cover the cracks in gold of something? The message is that that's what you've done, and it's a beautiful sight to see through your healing. So stop looking at yourself as someone who was once broken because you've done so much work to put the pieces back together, so that you should see yourself as this art piece now where the cracks are covered in gold because you've learned from what you've gone through. Will I find a good friend in the apartment complex I've moved to? I find a good friend. King of Pentacles, Hanged Man, Seven of Pentacles. I feel like you'll find a friend that you'll maybe talk to initially and be like, oh, that's not going to be the friend. And then it ends up like blooming into something like a friendship. So it feels like someone that you likely will see often and doesn't seem like would be the typical friend that you would go for, but you end up having a friendship blossom. But it feels like it's a little going to take some time. It is this one, Lumina Tarot. I got it on Amazon. I really like it. And the sides are cool too. Message for me. Ooh. Two of Swords, 10 of Pentacles, 4 of Wands. There's some kind of change that you're being called to make when it comes to finances or stability, security. It's like needing to step forward into some kind of change that you may be hesitant to make, but will end up having a bigger ripple effect than you would think. So maybe that's cutting back here and there on something and saving for something else or building a nest egg. It's almost like as you show the universe you're ready to maintain what you already have, you're given more or you're given less stress when it comes to finances. So like an alleviation of something, like a debt. He finished these. I don't remember much before second grade. It was brought up to me in therapy, and he even asked my mom about it in my presence. So second grade, what did I say? It's like you remembered something but didn't remember the whole part of it. Oh, 7 of Cups, the Devil, and the Chariot. It was brought up to me in therapy, and he even asked my mom about it in my presence. The Devil would be some kind of hidden information here. The Chariot, 2 opposing forces working together. It almost feels like your guides were aligning you with the opportunity to start to remember through this 7 of Cups confusion. What's that quote? It's like, you don't know what you don't know. You don't know how to ask questions on what you don't know that you don't know. So that interaction was meant to open the door for you to be like, wait a minute, am I remembering this correctly? Am I remembering this fully type of thing? It feels like there's something in your mom's answering or body language that maybe was a little bit of like a, I don't want to say red flag, but like red flag-ish to you. Yeah, 6 of Pentacles. 8 of Pentacles, the World. Your guides are trying to get you to complete some kind of understanding. And it feels like the understanding is you realizing that there's certain things you don't remember the entirety of. So you can start to find a way to put the pieces together. Back to the other list. Any love life in my future? Ace of Cups, 4 of Wands, 2 of Swords. A love offer that leads to a commitment, but you don't see it coming yet. I would say within the next 2 years, there's going to be almost like something you couldn't have planned for, but ends up turning out in your favor. Any messages for me? King of Wands, Knight of Pentacles. You're being guided to know that the door behind you has closed and you need to stop trying to open it. There's something or someone that you've outgrown and you're being called to focus forward. You're about to step into a season where whatever you have made space for, either willingly or unwillingly, like if something was ripped from you or if you gave something up or walked away from something, it was, you needed to have that space available for the next chapter. But if you keep trying to get into the door behind you, you're not going to have that experience. So there's a need to face forward. Should I take this custom order from my side gig? Will it be profitable or should I pass? Take it. The World, 8 of Pentacles, pass. Page of Cups, High Priestess. Profitable. Page of Wands. Not as profitable as you would like. It feels like there may be a better way to dedicate your time. Almost like the World and 8 of Pentacles, it may be more effort than the reward that you get from it, like finances. Will R make time to see me before he leaves? 3 of Pentacles, 5 of Cups, King of Wands. I feel like he's going to say that he's trying to, but may say that something came up. Knight of Swords. Knight of Pentacles. It almost feels like I try to make time. I say something comes up because something actually came up. I try to wiggle room in, and it feels like I just keep getting blocked. Kind of feels like your guides are like, no, stay over there to this person. Do you see me building a home on my property in 2025? Queen of Cups, Queen of Swords, 2 of Cups. Your logic and emotion are starting to connect. You're facing the target. Will it be in 2025? King of Wands. I feel like it's likely for that to start in 2025. It may be between 2025 and 2026, but it feels like you were facing this way and that wasn't where the target is, and now you're facing the target. So you're heading in the right direction, or you're making the right choices to get it up and running. So I would say the end of 2025 feels to be the earliest, maybe into 2026. Song from my dad. Love Wins by Carrie Underwood. Love Wins. 10 of Pentacles, 2 of Cups, the Lovers. This doesn't feel like literal, but it feels like there's something you inherited from him that he sees you using in the best way. Like almost like I had this talent and now I see you using it, and I'm seeing how it really could have been used to expand or heal or learn or grow. So there's this feeling of I'm proud of you for the way that you're passing along what I passed along to you. Will my loneliness ever end? The Chariot, Wheel of Fortune, the Tower. Yes, in a very unexpected way, but it almost feels like you're meant to be not knowing what comes next right now. Because if you knew that you were looking forward to some kind of, like if you knew that someone was eventually going to come along and support you, you might not step outside of the comfort zone right now in terms of healing. So it feels like the loneliness you're feeling right now is teaching you how to heal something on a deeper level. And you're not supposed to know when that partnership or that alleviation of loneliness is going to come in, because it may make you wait instead of focus on healing and growth. Almost like needing to get uncomfortable or needing to get comfortable with being uncomfortable when it comes to processing your feelings and emotions. Just answered my question without reading it. Oh, perfect. Love that. Thank you. Trying to see if anyone. Grandma D, I don't know if I see your question. Song from my dad. You guys, there's a lot of questions. I'm trying my best to get to everyone. If you ask 2 questions back to back, I may skip your second question. So try and space them out. Is there someone in my life that I'm drawn to? They are not in my life, but as a friend, they are in a relationship. Do you see something between us? There is someone in my life that I'm drawn to. Not in my life, but as a friend. 2 of Wands, the Hierophant, 7 of Wands. It feels like right now this person is more focused on the commitment that they're already in, and there's like this barrier around them where they're not willing to step out into the unknown right now. I don't think at this time. Did my friend Mike find closure with his relationship with his daughter B on the other side? Queen of Wands, Nine of Wands, Strength. It's like needing to go through a life review first to realize what that uh the 3D was meant to teach. It does feel like there's been lessons that have been learned and understood here. So I would say the closure has been found, but the Nine of Swords, it's or Nine of Wands, it's almost like there was this very prevalent lesson that this was meant to bring to a close or a conclusion of. So it feels like the closure was in a shift of perspective that showed what was not being seen when this person was alive, if that makes sense. So like the perspective shift was the closure. Success rate if I pursue witchcraft. The Tower, Knight of Swords, the Devil. Huh. I don't like it. Almost like you'd have to be bending over backwards to avoid things falling apart in some way. I feel like it's not the best time for you to focus on that because it feels like there's either distractions or blockages that would come to the surface from that you don't need to be dealing with right now. What about my son, please? What do you need to know about your son? Six of Pentacles, the Empress, Ten of Swords. Kind of feels like bad advice. Either I'm believing something that I'm believing that there's a lid or there is a lid on my potential, or I'm believing that there's like a blockage up ahead when there's not, or I've gotten bad advice from someone. It feels like things are stirring to the surface right now to address a self-limiting belief. And as that is addressed, there's forward progress. One second. Will my spirit guide visit me? Wheel of Fortune, Ten of Cups, Nine of Cups. It feels like that's what you've intended to call in. So you will get that wish fulfillment. It feels like as some kind of cycle completes, you realize their presence. Almost like if you've been seeing like signs or synchronicities, all of a sudden you realize what they meant the whole time or the picture that they were painting the whole time. And it feels like that's how they're showing up for you. One second. Brandy, I got this one probably like 10 minutes ago-ish. Any message from my dad? Eight of Swords, Four of Swords, the Chariot. Here Comes the Sun by the Beatles. There's a need to address some kind of it feels like either like a self-limiting belief or some kind of hamster wheel of thought that you're stuck on when it comes to worst case scenario. It feels like there was this almost like you passed a test of discernment and now you don't have to walk down a path that's going to lead to a dead end, but you still feel like you're going to. Whatever you're expecting to slow down is actually going to either speed up or at least the path ahead be cleared. So there's a need to kind of let yourself alleviate some kind of persistent worry that you've been focused on. Will my youngest sister ever find a companion? Will my younger sister ever find a companion? Justice, the Magician, and King of Pentacles. It feels like she's going to find someone that makes her understand why she had to wait or why she had to go through certain experiences. Justice is like the balancing out. So it's like the person who's going to not complete her, but like make sense of why things unfolded in the way that they did. Magician makes me think this person is not someone she knows and is someone that's going to come out of kind of nowhere, but is going to be stable. So it feels like this person right now is working on their own stability so they can show up in the way they need to for her. Does Sandy still love me? Does Sandy still love me? Ace of Swords, 3 of Wands, 7 of Wands. I would say that this person holds you in high regard still, or at least feels like you are on the same intellectual level. There may still be love for you, but I'm not seeing like in love. I'm more seeing like there's certain paths that I try to avoid when it comes to thoughts about you. Almost like I'm trying to repress or suppress anything that would feel that way. Message and a token. An ear with number 97. What are you supposed to be listening for? Queen of Pentacles, Knight of Cups. The Chariot. It feels like needing to either research or take advice from or look up ways that other people have moved past the barrier that you find yourself facing right now. This feels to be related to finances, almost like or like security, stability type energy, or even career. It's like look for the example of other people of how you can alleviate this obstacle in front of you. Like allow other people's blueprint of how they got through it to inspire you in some way. Will my son move back to my area soon? Will my son move back to my area soon? Ace of Wands, 2 of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles. We have 2 Pentacles, which is a little bit more slow moving, but the Ace of Wands is a new beginning. I would say yes to moving back, but no to as soon as you would like. It feels like a little bit more extended. I almost want to say like at least two years out. Will Lily and Chloe get justice from their father's abuse? Temperance, the Star, Queen of Wands, the Fool on the bottom, Page of Pentacles. I want to say yes and no. It feels like there's an opportunity for healing, but the justice that is hoped for may not be the full weight of justice that's put on this person. But it does feel like there's enough justice that there's the opportunity to say, okay, got what we needed out of that, and we're allowed to heal is what I almost said. We're able to heal from the conclusion, if that makes sense. Does my Aunt Darlene have a message for me? Queen of Wands, Ace of Pentacles, King of Cups, Suffice by NF. There's a need to stand 10 toes down on something that you either know to be true, or a change that you want to make, or an action you want to take. You're being presented with a new opportunity to show up confidently because you've mastered letting your emotions lead your logic. Now you have a mix of logic and emotion, where before it was emotion leading logic. So trust yourself in that regard. Will my daughter get back on track? 8 of Cups, 10 of Wands, 6 of Cups. Something is holding her back. Some burden that she is not facing or not letting go of is holding her back. She'll get back on track as she cuts that bungee cord of whatever that energy is that's either draining her, depleting her, or causing some kind of fear or lack of progress. So progress comes from when she realizes what's standing in her way now. As she cuts the cord of that, she can walk forward. Is my ex of 3 years ago the one who I give another chance to? 2 of Cups, the Emperor, 8 of Cups. 6 of Cups. It feels like this person hasn't done the growth and healing that you have. And while it may bring you closure to give another chance and be like, okay, that ended like I expected, it feels almost like there's something better for you that would be fulfilling, because this isn't going to be fulfilling. See how the boards are broken? It's like you can get to where you were before, but then there's this risky jump of, am I going to accept something that I shouldn't because of my healing, but the other person hasn't done their healing. So in order to stay with them, I need to accept this gap here. I feel like there's something better for you. What is my relationship that just ended going in the direction of? 8 of Pentacles. That just ended going in the direction of? 8 of Pentacles, 6 of Wands, the Emperor. Feels like one of you taking action to try and either get back with the other person or get back at the other person. There's this feeling of like, almost like someone trying to make someone jealous, or like 8 of Cups, 6 of Cups. I'm not ready to move forward yet, even though I'm unfulfilled. So I'm kind of being, it kind of feels like there's immaturity coming from your ex. In a way that may to you be like, okay, I'm bored of this. I've seen this before type of thing. Will my son move back to my area? What will be the outcome of my current situation? Page of Wands, Knight of Swords. You're going to learn how to communicate in a way that leads to you getting what you need here. Almost like learning how to prove your point, or to make a point, or to get the progress or the connection or whatever it is that you need externally. It's like you're learning how to cater what you need in a way to articulate that to the audience that would help you. So you're learning how to get the message across in a way that would lead to progress. Anyone wondering, I'm up to like 11:30 in the comments, like the time. Oh, it's 12:08 right now. So I don't know what time it says for you, but whatever time it is right now, I'm like 40 minutes behind in the comments. So I'm going to try and speed up to get as many as I can. It's 1:38. I'm probably going to stay on about another 20 to 30 minutes. Is the picture of Libby Williams on the bridge fake / photoshopped? Page of Pentacles, the Devil, 3 of Swords. Learning about an ill fate that's going to hurt. I would say no. Gloria, I got your, I'm a little behind, guys. So if I don't get your question, it's because I'm behind on where I'm at. It's 12:09 right now and I'm up to 11:30. Younger sister, I did that one. Hold on, I'm going through some repeat comments here. 1 second. I had a dream I was babysitting myself as a kid. Is there any message there? High Priestess. 4 of Cups. 9 of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles, independence, disappointment, higher self. You have become the version of you that would have protected or been a safe space for that younger version of you. So what that means is you're ready to heal whatever that younger version of you is holding on to, because you know how to make the proper decisions and use of your discernment to keep your inner child feeling safe as it starts to be expressed through you. So almost like this was like the, how at a beginning of a race, they wave the flag to go. This is like someone waving the flag for your inner child to start to come out more to you because you're ready for the healing. My husband has had 4 staph infections in a knee replacement. Will he ever be healed of this problem? 2 of Cups. 6 of Wands. Judgment. So I put these on either side because I said, what 2 things connect? Something being made public and some kind of decision. I'm almost wondering if there's a need to get a second opinion or go to a different kind of medical place, or like a different medical professional, either like a different doctor that does the same thing or a doctor that does something different. It feels like there's a solution. It doesn't feel like all the way healed. It feels like there's still going to be some complications from this, but it feels like there's a solution that's not being presented because the people that are doing the solution finding right now are either missing something or not taking something into account. So it may be that a second opinion would be helpful here. And again, either a second opinion that's like the same type of doctor, but a different location, or like different business, or like someone that does something different altogether that can bring in a fresh perspective. I'll Find You by Lecrae and Tori Kelly, and the first lines are, fight a little longer, my friend. Feels like things will improve, but not perfect. Does my mom have a message for me? Strength, King of Pentacles, Queen of Cups. The Reckoning by Need to Breathe. In the middle of our reckoning time, you are in the middle of some kind of death and rebirth, or some kind of awakening, and you're being guided to ground yourself emotionally as things come to the surface. There's some kind of external barrier that's being lifted, or a change that's being made because of the internal work that you've been doing. So there's a need to keep pushing a little bit longer, because you're going to see the light at the end of the tunnel soon in a situation. There is someone I feel drawn to. We are friends and chat telephonically every few weeks. He is in a relationship. Do you see anything happening between us or someone new? The World, 8 of Pentacles. The Emperor. I feel like nothing is going to come of this prior to the ending of the relationship that person is in. It's like I need to complete that cycle of commitment before taking action. Someone new, the Sun, Strength. I feel like this is a lesson in not accepting less than what you deserve, and it feels like there's someone new coming in that will be better for you. Will A go to treatment, and if so, when? Knight of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles, King of Pentacles. Feeling like stubbornness or a resistance to something, almost like I want to keep my independence for as long as possible. I would say it's a matter of this person being convinced that that's the best option, and it feels like right now they're battling with themselves about Knight of Pentacles, King of Pentacles. Is it to the intensity of where I need to do that yet and give away my independence? It feels like it's going to be some time, or they need some additional convincing. A message from my deceased mother and or grandmother. Song if possible. Never Alone by Jim Brickman and Lady A. Kind of feels like the message is from both of them, and also that you are not alone. The Eight of Wands, Four of Pentacles, King of Pentacles. You have the right pieces to understand the whole puzzle. You just need to trust yourself that you're putting it together the right way. Almost like this mental picture that you've been trying to do paint by numbers, and you have all of the right paint, you have all the paintbrushes. You just need to trust yourself to follow the directions of what it's telling you. What is this about? Nine of Pentacles. Pentacles, Pentacles, Pentacles. It feels like there's a solution. In terms of changing the right pieces, that puts you back into a state of safety or security, or it could even be career changes. You have all the pieces. Trust yourself to paint by numbers in the right way. I'm going to see if there's anyone I didn't get yet. Thank you for becoming a member. See what you need to know. Queen of Pentacles reversed. Three of Swords and Death. What didn't work out for you really worked out for you. There's something that you feel like, oh crap, I wish that would have happened differently, or I wish that would have unfolded in a different way. But it unfolded in the way it needed to for you to get to right where you are right now, because you're right where you need to be to get to where you want to go. But without that shift of perspective or that loss or that lesson, you may have fell into complacency. So there's a feeling of the proper changes happening, even though it may have felt like you were forced into them in some way, like spiritually, like a spiritual push type of thing. Once my house is sold, should I move back to be closer to my mom and sister, or should I stay where I am? Mom and sister, Eight of Pentacles, Seven of Cups, stay where I am, King of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles. I feel like you value your independence, or there's something that could go more expansive for you where you already are. It feels like there's some confusion around the commitment, like when it comes to being close to your mom and sister. Like, okay, this is all the pros, but look of like a list of pros and cons. It kind of feels like there's certain cons of that list of pros and cons that maybe you need to think all the way through. How am I going to handle those cons of the pros and cons? It feels like until you can get that all sorted, it's better to stay where you are and see in which way can I expand further where I am. And if I am not happy with that level of expansion, what do I need clarity on before I make the decision to move home or move to where they are? Energy on possible pregnancy. Hanged Man, Strength. Nine of Wands. Five of Cups. Feels like there's some kind of disappointment here. Almost like maybe it's not time yet, or maybe there's like some frustration when it comes to those involved in the pregnancy all being on the same page about it. It feels like there's a need to have some kind of discussion here. Almost like a discussion that's being avoided is very important. Message from loved ones. Two of Wands, Seven of Pentacles, Ten of Wands. You're being guided to sit with something. What song is this? Laughing With by Regina Spektor. No one laughs at God in a hospital. No one laughs at God in a war. No one's laughing at God when they're starving or freezing or so very poor. There's this feeling of coming out of a lack mindset, but needing to sit with the feelings of being in that lack mindset before leaving it. It's almost like before you close the door on this energy, sit with it, see how it feels so that you don't go back into allowing yourself to fall into the lack mindset. Because you're about to step into the unknown, but it's going to be a minute because you need to feel the fear. Do I need to find a new estate lawyer to handle my parents' estate? Queen of Wands, the Star, Three of Wands, Judgment, Six of Swords. It feels like there's a new lawyer that could help things happen more quickly if you're on like a time crunch. Feels like it could go either way. It just depends on speed. Something about the speed of who you have now is slower than the speed of someone else that may be like, and it may be like if you go to someone and say, okay, this wasn't happening quick enough with this counsel, I need new counsel. It maybe that's what makes them move quicker. Like, okay, if you're hiring me for speed, I'll do speed type of thing. It feels like it can be quicker with another counsel, but you may still eventually get what you need out of the one that you have now. It just will take some more time. Is a negative spirit attacking my family? If so, how do I remove them? King of Wands, Seven of Wands, Knight of Cups. An energy that's jumping on a wound that they know exists. So this could be someone purposely triggering someone that's leading to a ripple effect. This could be some kind of, it doesn't feel like an entity. It more feels like other people's intentions or like actions. But the lesson is self-love here. The lesson is facing the wound that's being triggered so it takes away the power of whoever or whatever is trying to trigger it. Did my dog Rosa that passed away unexpectedly reincarnate and return to me as my recent dog Zeta Rose? Knight of Swords, Hanged Man, Nine of Swords. I would say this is more like there's a connection between their spirits, the old dog and the new dog. It doesn't feel like reincarnation. See how this person's like bending over backwards and then that one's on top? It's almost like the passing of the one. How do I word this? The passing of the first dog made the space for the second dog to come in because there's some kind of experience you're meant to have with that dog. So I would say it's more like a guiding light for rather than reincarnation. Song from my husband. When I Look to the Sky by Train. Song from my husband. When I Look to the Sky. Eight of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles. If you look for the signs, you'll see them. If you ask for the signs, you'll receive them. It's like, I'm still committed to showing up for you, but I need you to open the door and show me how you will understand my showing up for you. Like, what do you want for me to how do you want me to show up? And I will show up in the way that I know you'll pick up on, if that makes sense. A career for me, please. You need to know about career. The Tower, Six of Cups, Ace of Cups. There's something talent-wise that you're sitting on or that you're not utilizing fully. It's almost like you're fearing your own potential, or you're fearing that you're behind, or there's not a space for you and you're holding yourself back from this holy grail you already have. There's something you're really good at, and it feels like if you tunnel vision in on that, you'll start to find ways to expand that vision, if that makes sense. Will my daughter get married? The Fool, the Seven of Swords, Ace of Cups. It's kind of giving something having to fall apart so something better can fall into place. This kind of can be read different ways. If there's something like a wedding or an engagement right now, it feels like it's going to run into obstacles before it can find healing. And if there's no relationship right now, it feels like there's going to be something that falls apart that may get close to that before the right thing can come together. So it feels like that the potential for that is possible, but it feels like a bit away in the future, or there's some kind of delay. Will I win my lawsuit? You know about your lawsuit. The Moon, the Ace of Wands, the World. What's the Moon? 10 of Pentacles, Ace of Swords. King of Cups. I would say expect the unexpected when it comes to the other side, bringing up something or causing something that you're not expecting. It does feel like it ends up going in a way that it doesn't feel as simple as win or loss. It feels like coming to a compromise or a compromised decision where you don't get everything, but you get some things. And it feels like either you can challenge that for more or you can accept what that compromise is and move forward. So it's like not a full win, but not a loss. Is B purposely manipulating me to get me to stay? To get me to stay knowing I'm unhappy. Queen of Swords, Justice, the Chariot. Purposely, Seven of Cups. I'm trying to confuse you about the way that you think about things so that I can get you to think about things in the way that I want you to think about things, which I feel like if I can get you to do, it will take you out of your power a little bit and I will get the power back, if that makes sense. So like, kind of, yeah, I'd say. A message from my dad. True Colors by Exo Cupid. Don't be discouraged. What'd she say? Don't be discouraged, though I realize it's hard to take courage in a world full of people. You can lose sight of it all, and the darkness inside you can make you feel so small. 8 of Pentacles, 6 of Wands, 3 of Pentacles. As you start to shine your light externally, you'll become more comfortable with doing so. It feels like there's major healing that you've gone through, and now you're doing the integration of that healing, but it's like you need that healing to manifest in some change externally, whether that be art, whether that be a change in direction or a change in focus. It's like give yourself, if there's no space for you to expand, create the space of expansion. Token from your mom. I don't know what that is. Hold on. Number 52. A waffle. Unable to make up one's mind. What would that have to do with a waffle? Unable to make... I don't understand how a waffle has anything to do with that. Queen of Cups. The Sun. 4 of Cups, High Priestess. Whatever is causing you to feel this energetic depletion or this disappointment, where you feel disappointed is where the change is needed. Almost like sick and tired of being sick and tired. There's a need to make choices that will lead you away from stagnancy. And the way to figure out what those choices are, look at what areas of your life you feel disappointed in and start to take back your power in those areas. Gonna stay on about 5 to 10 more minutes. I'll get through as many of these as I can. I am gonna start doing subscribers lives more regularly again. I'm gonna try for at least one a week. Will love find me? Will love find me? King of Swords, Six of Pentacles, Knight of Swords. It feels almost like in order for you to align with the right person for you, there's certain things that you need to start to give to yourself. Knight to King of Swords is like, it feels like you're working through this throat chakra awakening, alignment, or healing. And as you work through that, you can then call in the person who's going to be an energetic match to you instead of a lesson to reopen your throat chakra. So either you can have a relationship where you feel like your voice is suppressed, and then as you take it back, you find the right person, or you can do the healing and then just find the right person. Aunt Darlene, I think I got that one. Is Roberta living her punishment for hiding her son's crimes? 3 of Wands, 6 of Wands, 5 of Pentacles. I would say not yet. It feels like there's a bit of a public downfall that's up in the future, but hasn't really got here yet. And or you'll be able to clearly see publicly when that starts to occur. It feels like it hasn't kicked in yet. Almost like maybe this person is continuing to accumulate additional karma, and after that's all piled up, it starts to kick in. Do you see me getting divorced and finding love again? Oh. 7 of Swords, 8 of Wands, 4 of Pentacles. I do see some kind of falling apart of something that then gives you the space to rebuild a foundation that is solid. Is that divorce? 9 of Cups. 9 of Cups. Taking a step back from what I thought would be fulfilling, and I'm rebuilding. To me, that feels like divorce is likely, and then a rebuilding with someone else. Although it does seem like there may be slight potential to fix and rebuild with that person instead of a divorce, but only if that other person can get on the same page as you. And the Tower, the Page of Wands, it feels like you know what you want and need, and the other person is avoidant of giving that to you because they don't know how to give that to themselves. So I feel like divorce is probably more likely, and then rebuilding a foundation that's stronger with another person. Although, again, there is potential to fix that only if the other person can get on board. Do I have anyone watching over me? Have anyone watching over me? 2 of Pentacles, 3 of Swords, 5 of Cups. There's someone that's been with you since a very painful time in your life. It feels like a dark night of the soul. Almost wondering if someone passed. This feels more like a person you knew that's coming through rather than a guide. So a person that passed during a very difficult period of your life, or a person that passed that like their passing was a very difficult period of your life. It feels like that person is helping to kind of restore the balance of your focus. Like when your emotions or when your mind gets ahead of you, they help to reel it back in. Is my ex of 3 years ago the soulmate who may come in before your soulmate? The Emperor, the Ace of Pentacles, 7 of Wands. They may take action to, or there may be some attempt to, but it feels like it's blocked. Almost like your spirit team is like, oh, no, thank you. I feel like no. Most likely no. Oh no, where did I just go? Message from my ancestors. Message and a song I need to hear. Blackbird by the Beatles, and it's 12:33 on my clock right now. So 1, 2, 3. Taking steps forward. Temperance, Three of Pentacles, Two of Swords. You're not seeing now how the pieces are coming together, but they are coming together. There's a need to like keep the faith here. There's a need to look back on the recent past and remember what certain lessons taught you, because that shift in perspective is what helps you put the pieces together. What is the outcome of my current situation? Four of Wands, the Devil, Seven of Swords. There's some kind of sabotage, betrayal, something trying to stop you, something trying to hold you back, but you come out victorious ahead of it. So it feels like a hard fought or hard won? Hard fought / hard won victory that's going to take a lot out of you, but it ends up okay. I keep dreaming of my kids being little. What is this about? Queen of Swords, the Tower, Justice. You're too hard on yourself, it feels. It feels like you're getting an opportunity to see that you did the best that you could with what you had at the time. It feels like you're being shifted into this energy of self-forgiveness. I almost want to say like there's certain decisions that you're not remembering correctly. Like you're like, okay, I didn't do that right, but there's something coming through that's trying to show you, no, you made the right decision, even if it didn't feel like the outcome was what you wanted. Feels like an opportunity at self-forgiveness. One second. Oh no, something in my eye. Kids being little. What is in my highest good to know today? Just so everyone's caught up, it's 12:35 right now, and I'm up to 12:20 on the comments, so I'm catching up. Ace of Wands, King of Cups. What is in my highest good to know today? Knight of Pentacles. There's a certain experience from your past that seems to be showing back up as like a repeated pattern. And this time you're being called to choose the decision that you wouldn't have chosen back then. It's not a punishment. It's not you going back in time. It's an opportunity to show up for yourself differently than you were able to the first time this pattern emerged. What will happen to my job at the end of the year? Page of Pentacles, Three of Swords. Interesting. Two of Pentacles, Two of Swords. An unforeseen, almost like if someone in charge of making decisions or scheduling or employees, someone is trying to figure out overcoming a learning curve. So something is not working right now, and they're like, how can we fix this? What can we change to fix this? What will happen to your job? Three of Pentacles, the Empress. I almost want to say like you're thrown a Hail Mary, or like, okay, let's see if this works for now, or let's see if this change can hold up. Almost feels like a temporary try at something different that will either stick or will then change into the next year. Dad's energy right now. King of Wands, Page of Wands, Five of Cups. Worried about someone? I'm worried about a problem that's not my problem, but involves someone that I care about. Almost feels like I'm wondering if someone's actually okay, or I'm wondering if someone's doing better, or I'm wondering if someone is healing or progressing in some way. So it feels like very, I'm not focused on myself, I'm focused externally. Message from my spirit team for now. Queen of Swords, the Star, and Justice. A conversation that you're soon going to have is going to help you see how to move forward. It's like right now you feel like, I don't know what to do or what to pick or what to change, but you're going to have some unexpected conversation that helps put things into perspective with you. So I think the message is to be fully present in conversations that may not seem important, but give important clues. Yes, thank you, Linda. Please don't repeat questions. And that's why I keep saying the time too. Thinking maybe that hopefully will help. Thank you, Linda. Oh, I didn't read it. Please don't repost questions until you're sure that it was skipped the first time. Oh, I'm almost caught up. Okay. If this cycle of torture were finished for me soon, my enemy already get their karma. Will the cycle of torture finish for you soon? No, it feels like there's something you still need to learn. The web on the Six of Cups, it's almost like you ran into a spider web and now you're taking off each like string of the web piece by piece. So it may take a little longer than you would like, but there's lessons in each string you take off, if that makes sense. It feels like there's a need for self-forgiveness here as well, or a limiting perspective about yourself because of the situation that's holding you back. Did your enemy already get their karma? Three of Pentacles, Temperance. I would say not yet. They need to build something to have it fall apart as the karma. What does Ascendant Master Grandmother Anna want me to work with her on? Knight of Swords, Eight of Wands, the Moon, High Priestess. Trance, channeled writing. Knight of Swords. I'm bending over into a new position with a message. Eight of Wands, fast communication like a straw. The Moon, you can't see it. The High Priestess, direct connection. Trance channeled writing or trance channeling. Like getting yourself into a state of like, I'm fully disconnected here so that I'm connected there. I don't know if that's the best way to explain it, but like trance channeled writing or trance channeled writing or trance channeling. Is selling my art on Etsy a good path for me? Wheel of Fortune, Page of Swords, Eight of Pentacles. It feels like, yes, there is some kind of learning curve when it comes to marketing or when it comes to like something. There's some kind of learning curve that you'll need to stick to make it profitable or to make it as profitable as you would like. It doesn't feel like a need for patience. It feels like a need for what's not working and let me address that right away. Where am I being blocked? And let me address that right away. It feels like you can get there, but it's going to be, you need to be like a student of how to do it in a way that works for you best. And that may be bringing in other factors like social media or something like that. It's like, think outside of the box and it will roll forward for you. Message for Ashlyn. Eight of Wands, the Moon, the Lovers. Nine of Pentacles. It feels like there's something or someone being removed as an obstacle. Ashlyn may not see it as an obstacle, but her spirit team has heard or witnessed things that she's not privy to. So they're helping to remove the obstacle that's not viewed as the obstacle. The message is kind of like, let go with grace to anything that feels to be removed. Will med beds be available for all before the end of the year? Five of Pentacles, Six of Wands, Three of Wands. I feel like not before the end of the year. It's like a little bit further, trying to work out some kinks, or like maybe not work out some kinks. Work out how something is going to work in terms of financing or set the platform for something. It feels like a little bit further than the end of this year. Am I doing the right thing with my dad? Knight of Swords, or King of Swords, Knight of Cups, the Hermit. Two of Cups. It's kind of giving two heads are better than one. It feels like you're heading in the right direction, but there's another factor that can be brought in or another thing that can be considered. Maybe talking it out with someone that you trust will help you to see where there's a bit of a limited perspective that could be more expansive. So yes, but it could be better. I'm going to do two more and then I have to hop off. And I will be back on not tomorrow, but the next day, I think, is the subscribers live. A message for Donna. Ace of Pentacles, Seven of Wands, the High Priestess. You don't need more proof. You need to trust what you already know to be true. It's kind of giving like your intuition was the fly on the wall, and now your intuition is telling you what it observed as it was the fly on the wall. So you're being shifted into observer mode so you can learn to trust what you know or learn to trust what you've decided to take action on it. Message, please. Seven of Pentacles, Death, Queen of Swords. You're going through what seems like a shedding away of what is not you. So whether that be habits, patterns, mindsets, attachments, it's time for things to slowly, one by one, fall away so you can get back to the essence of who you are. And it feels like this is happening because logically you're understanding what you were meant to learn out of certain lessons, and now you're working into the integration of progress because of what you've learned from the lessons. All right, last one, everyone, and then I'm hopping off. Am I close to a breakthrough with what has been going on, or am I in a cycle? Eight of Swords, Knight of Wands, Queen of Wands. You are going from this energy of being trapped to going from the Knight to the Queen. So understanding the message and embodying the lesson. So it feels like you are breaking out of a cycle, but to continue to break out of the cycle and not go back into the cycle, you need to continue understanding the message being given to you by your signs, intuition, experiences. If you make the decisions that align with your higher self or align with the version of you that you're stepping into, you won't repeat the cycle. It feels like right now you're in the midst of like, I could repeat the cycle if I make decisions from my past or my wounds, or I'm in the process of literally breaking out of it right now. All right, everyone, I'm hopping off. There's a members live. Again, I think it's Thursday. Yeah, because I have an appointment tomorrow. So it's Thursday, I think at 10 something. And I will be back hopefully next week for another subscribe. Thank you to my mods for being here. If you are a mod and didn't send in your question yet, there's still a couple days to do that. Deborah, I will get to your email today. New spots for readings will open November 1st at I think 10 a.m. or 10 a.m. I can't remember. I'm only doing about 20 spots this time because there's a lot of things I have to do in November and I have to catch back up on true crime. So thank you to everyone for being here. My voice is starting to go, so I'm going to hop off. I will talk to you soon.